What's up guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. So today we're going to be talking about the MISFITS boxing card. We're about 15 days out from MISFITS Series X2, which is a straight influencer card, and there's been loads of cancellations. There's been fights being in speculation whether they're going to go ahead, and I'm finally going to break down what's going to happen. So let's start off from the bottom. We have Anthony Taylor versus Ashley Raksu. So Ashley Raksu, like I said in my previous video, I don't know much of him. He looks like a guy who keeps in shape, and he apparently does have a bit of boxing experience. He's never been in the ring before, from what I know. And you have Anthony Taylor, who has been in the ring quite a few times now, with his most reputable name being Tommy Fury. And although he lost that fight, he held Tommy Fury up quite well. And we don't expect that from someone who's come from MMA background against someone who's a seasoned boxer and who's supposed to be part of the Fury bloodline. But I see Anthony Taylor winning that. I don't know if he has the knockout power, but I do see him winning that on points. Next, we have Halal Ham versus DTG. So Halal Ham is another one. We know that he has boxing experience from his childhood. He was doing a bit of amateur boxing. He fought in KSI's Logan card. He also fought Salt Papi more recently. And now that we all see Salt Papi and the caliber of boxer that he is, he did manage to survive that quite well. Does he put in the training as much as he should to go out and perform at his best ability? We don't know. I don't know what his amateur career will look like, but he is someone who knows how to box, and you can see that through his boxing technique. He knows how to throw, he knows how to jab. Stamina seems to be his problem going into fights, and you see that quite often. DTG, I think this is his first boxing match, so I'll be honest, I don't expect anything from him. I could eat my words in a lot of these predictions, but I see Halal Ham winning that fight, and I'm going to go bold here. I'm going to go for a Halal Ham knockout. Astrid Wet versus Keely. So apparently they did a Instagram video going back and forth where it was kind of like a face-to-face. Honestly, don't have a clue. Astrid Wet has pulled out of a fight previously against another female boxer, and Keely has just started boxing recently, so I don't know who's going to win that, and honestly, don't really care. Tom Zanetti versus Jaden King. Two more fighters, don't have a clue about, and I think this is them being new to the whole boxing scene. Just based on the picture, I'm going to go for Jaden King because he looks like he's about to kill someone in this picture. But yeah, like, I think one thing about this whole influencer boxing scene is it showcases to us new boxers. People that we might not know about, and people that we obviously have no clue about their boxing technique or their IQ or just how they handle the sport. So it opens eyes to a lot of people, just like the next person, Salim versus Ryan Taylor. So Salim has been someone who's always been on the boxing scene radar. He's best friends with Adam Saleh, who's obviously someone who understands boxing and who has been boxing for ages. And Slim came on to the same cards as Adam, and he has dominated ever since. He has got 4 knockouts in all of his fights. He's cleanly boxed, and he's knocked out all his opponents. And more recently, he knocked out FaZe Temper. And that's not something that's easy to do. FaZe Temper demonstrated excellent technique against King Kenny. You know, he was jabbing, he was moving, he managed to just pace himself throughout the fight. And we saw a Slim take a fight within 2 weeks' notice and knock out FaZe Temper. So that's one man to watch come Saturday. We know he's going to put on a big performance, and I see him knocking Ryan Taylor out clean. Again, this fight is interesting, right? Because Ryan Taylor and Slim had a lot of beef. They were supposed to fight each other in the last, it's like a couple cards ago, and it didn't go ahead because there was an altercation between Slim's team and Ryan Taylor's team. Ryan Taylor broke Slim's eye socket. There was risks of him not being able to box again, and Ryan Taylor's boxing license just got revoked. So he's currently banned in the UK. And when they did a face-off about a month ago now, Ryan Taylor said that he had paid the 5K to charity, which would help him get his license back. But only 2 days ago now did it come out that Ryan Taylor hadn't actually paid for his license to come back. He hadn't given the 5K to charity. So was that him trying to duck? Was that him trying to get Slim to prepare for this boxing match and then last second just be like, oh, well, I didn't do it, you can't fight me, and just try and get another one up on Slim? But luckily, Mams Taylor has stepped in and he has said that the fight is still going to be going ahead and we have nothing to worry about. So, Slim, knockout, I'm going round 1. I want to see it done. Slim, I know Ryan Taylor probably has improved his attitude a little bit, training with Deji and stuff like that, but let's be honest, Slim, I want to see go to the top and I want to see him knock out. Next, we have JMX versus Ginty. Okay, so this is an interesting fight. JMX is someone who I've always been interested in terms of the YouTube boxing scene. He's got power, he's got reach, he's got the height, like, he has IQ. We saw him fight in an MMA, like, social media type thing recently, and we just haven't seen much of him. You know, he'll be in the same category as, like, the Logan Pauls, even the Face Tempers, the Slims, like, along that category. And we finally get to see him fight again against a guy called Ginty. And Ginty fought on a card recently. Yeah, he looked alright, but do I see JMX losing this? No. The jab is too good, the power's too good. I see him just steaming through Ginty. And I'm going to go for a knockout within 2 rounds. I don't see it going any further than that. And I think it's a bit of a mismatch. I would like to have seen JMX going up against like a Face Temper, but we have got him on the card finally. And hopefully in the future we'll see it. Next, it would have been Swarms versus Kristen Hamby. So, Swarms pulled out the fight. He said that he wasn't ready, he wanted to train more, and then he wanted to box. Fair play to Swarms, and I rate that. I think a lot more of these YouTuber boxers need to take the time off and go and learn their craft. I think Austin McBroom's one of those. If he trains, if he puts in the time, I think he'll be one of the best in the scene. And Swarms has, after giving it a lot of talk, a lot of diss tracks, he was like, I'm going to postpone it, I'm going to work on myself, train. Fair enough to Swarms. Kristen Hamby was then offered Pineda and another fighter, and apparently he wasn't responding, so it looks like Kristen Hamby won't be getting this fight. So could we see Swarms versus Kristen Hamby in January when Swarms has a bit more training, or will we see them in a November card? It'll be interesting to see. And that fight was scrapped and it was cancelled off this card. And now the main fight, we have Jay Swingler versus Chadleys. Jay Swingler recently released training footage and he looks phenomenal. He looks explosive, he looks like someone who's been putting in the hours, putting in the training, and he looks like someone who wants to show everyone what he's about. Yeah, Chadleys, there isn't much of him. I think he will come out and try to give Swingler a run for his money, but I don't see it going any further than 3 rounds. I see Jay Swingler wanting to shake off the ring rust, so taking it a couple rounds, and then in the 3rd or the 2nd, I see him just cleaning him out and just showing the world why he is in this YouTube boxing scene and why he's taken so long to come back into it. He's been training. But guys, let me know what you think of the card. What do you think of my predictions? Let me know what you think of these fights. Who do you think will win? And I'll be back on Saturday to give you my thoughts. See you again soon. Peace.